Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board to TeamViza.
All phones on silent.
Please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and hand is being stored at this point in time. At this time, our captain time is on to go. So see you soon and enjoy the flight with us. Thank you.
Yo, welcome back to TeamViza TV interview series, season 6, episode 8. I'll be your host tonight, the Visa Boy. Special guest in the building, hailing all the way from Port of Spain. Now, this artist is not no stranger to the camera. Very versatile, recording artist, animator, songwriter. Now, we're here tonight to discuss how this artist is just correspond everything together into one. To have his music singing, the way it's singing. So let's welcome the TeamViza TV interview series, season 6, episode 8. No other than the guy they call Ninjah. You know what? No respect, you don't know what time. You see?
Idea.
You think that? Like Catholics, this piece, but now welcome to TeamViza TV interview series, season 6, episode 8. I'll be your host tonight.
I appreciate
Bad
that.
guy, he's a boy. Let me come again and enjoy the building. You don't know how it goes. So listen, also drive to the south side.
It was good, honestly. I just enjoy the drive coming up on this side. Honestly. You know, I'll be more free roads soon because
Free roads.
yeah, for that Spain, I mean, the more you stay and traffic like this morning. Traffic was the worst I've ever seen. I don't know why. But,
and the road condition also?
Yeah, I don't know. But the
Terrible.
drive up there was nice, man.
It was nice.
Yeah.
So alright, for the viewers now who might be looking on, who will be looking on, right? Can you tell TeamViza TV a little about yourself?
Alright, well, as you all know, I go by the name Ninjah. My real name is Emmanuel Alexis. I'm an animator professionally. Musician, yeah, multi-genre, versatile.
Right.
Good?
Right.
Yeah. So basically that's my whole, like I say, me.
Oh.
You know, I like to dwell within the art itself. You know, so it doesn't matter if it's music or if it's animations, graphics, anything like that. You know, I just like to do art.
Which one came first though, the music or the art? In terms of the animation, the drawing?
Honestly, the art.
The art?
Yeah, okay. Because since I know myself, I can't even call that age. You're talking like since I know myself, probably around 2, 3 or whatever, but I always been drawing. Like me and my brothers try to even at that age we was like we wanna get comics and newspaper and stuff because you reading these things, making books,
right,
and all of these stuff, and from there that was always something I was like, alright, cool, I see it as myself. I don't even know why at that age I was thinking about career. So I was like, yeah, animation fun to do and a class truly be like a career to me. And then around the same time and as well figuring that out. You know, I have an entire musical family, you know, right. So it's my sister, my brother, you know, write music playing, my father, my mother, you know, DJ and all these things. So music was always
a whole musical background.
Yeah, and the thing about it though, like a lot of people could be like, alright, Rasta reggae. You know, and back in that time and now I talking about like whereas I hear my father them playing music, it's never really about a limitation about yourself. You know? So it was reggae, hip hop, dance, so of course.
Like the only like is like sing over people to you, like a big song playing or singing.
Yeah, but I think I was more into like doing my own writing when it comes to hip hop. Because a lot of people who actually know that's where my career started. You know, and actually post some of the biggest hip hop ciphers in Trinidad actually. I brought Crime with Cypher, which is a huge platform out in the US. I brought it there as the official representative to them. As well as Team Backpack and all of these things, and it had a huge impact, you know. When you go and check it, I know, like on YouTube and stuff, views aside, everybody, you know, that was tuning into hip hop. But at the point in that time, I love hip hop, but I love to do all music.
Who don't love hip hop?
You know, exactly. You know, so I was like, I wanna like do all music anyways. So I always see even presently when I'm making music, it's a kind of like represent all them genres and one and still make good music. However, I swing. If we're doing a dancehall track, if we're doing a rap, or what, yeah.
So why it is we not seen a hip hop kind of industry in Trinidad and Tobago?
No.
And it have plenty artists I know who just do hip hop music, but that's for the door to open now.
That's correct. That's correct. But if we're talking about in that same subject as well too, you can kind of say the same time I try to like transition with my skill of being more versatile of doing hip hop, dancehall, a mix of that. I would say that that's kind of the same time, and in a way doors kind of started close for hip hop artists in a sense down here, because when I was doing hip hop, right, like I didn't even know certain people was rapping down here, and I do ciphers by Napa. I do it. I even come up south and do one as well too,
Okay.
even in a wrestling ring, and I see different rappers was into the vibe. But a lot of thing with us going with artists, not only rappers, is a lot of ego. Let's get to them.
Yeah.
You dig?
Plenty.
And and like the same rappers and stuff like personally the same rappers and stuff that I will work with within that same current time frame and era. We have a good vibes and all that, but that we are gonna say ego again get to them. And it kinda mash up the bond where everybody had. And along with that, Trinidad on the rise there as well. You dig? So it like create to me I believe, and you can ask a lot of other rappers, chromatics, any one of them and all could address like that time gap now, but like rap just separate all over in Trinidad. There are rappers but no unity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of speaking about the ego thing in the hip hop, it have plenty of that, right?
Yeah, plenty.
First of all, what type of artist you consider yourself being? A Trinidad artist, a reggae artist?
And that's the thing though, I don't like to limit myself to one genre or not. So I just say as a versatile artist. Yeah, then.
Catch you. And if it on average, as I say, 2 years, 3 years, the animated part, you start off the drawing and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And in terms of the music now, like what age you decided, you know what? Let me go into this music feel and see what it is like.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I can say around like 7 years old and stuff. I was like, no, because the life I live, as a Rasta, we have like certain times we go have like celebrations or even, like as I was saying, music in the family. So they're on the label that actually back me, which is also Judah Productions. Love and respect to them as well. And they have events and them stuff, even while I growing up like that. So I was always like, yeah, and even my brother them singing, have a jolly fabric up to them. I was like, yo, pulling in my little corners, right in my little because I want to get the same, vibe that I see and going on there. And the music, what I would say, it's something that everyone can relate to now, boy. So aside from just feeling the vibe too, I was like, all right. I wasn't like much talky back then as well too, so I can afford to put things that I would want to let people hear or relate to in that sense within so I wouldn't say professionally around 7, but around 7 is when I started right then. But is it professionally around 15, 16?
You're only 15, 16. Because all that is a question I ask all artists who come here, right? If you can remember the first song you ever penned.
Honestly, yeah.
Would I be in hip hop, dancehall, reggae?
Yeah. And as soon as you said that, I didn't think that was the question I was coming, but as soon as you said that, I was like, actually remember the first song I ever like officially penned in the sense, and that was around the age of Sim 7.
Sim 7?
Yeah.
You remember any lyrics?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
If I ask you to get something?
Yeah.
If I ask you to get something?
Yeah. I could only remember the chorus. So.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, they big up Taba Shanti and got you one time because them help my pennant now.
Right.
You dig? And for a young person, it could be a weird song. So it'd be like, Hydro, they up on the juggling, no coke, we are smuggling, we they up on the herbs again, yo. Big spoof, we not stumbling, you hear the Charlie rumbling, me say. We they up on the herbs again, yo. Hydro, they up on the juggling, no coke, we are smuggling, we they up on the herbs again, yo. Big spoof, we not stumbling, you hear the Charlie rumbling, me say. We there upon the herbs that in all them face. In farmer smell the herbs and bring the cups in for me base. And he search them, I search them still can't find a trace. Pretty man, you're a active, so them better brace. You're not like the herb sticks are tactics for your place. Herbs red up me eye, would that swim spray mace and the goat great from jars and the bubble and I go wait. Put it in a lotion here and toothpaste. We there upon it. I doubt I remember. I don't even know where I come back.
What is that? What is that? Yeah. That is a song. Like,
yo,
you think about like reinventing it over?
Well, I thinking about it tonight because I was like,
oh God, like it.
My voice was cringy with that song now. Yeah, and that with this voice, this is the first time actually come on back and sing it with that kind of protection.
No, as I say, you
Hey,
just you label yourself as no particular artist, not truly bad, no regular
Yeah.
entertainer overall.
Right.
But you have a way how it is. As I say, from since the beginning, you was dealing with the hip hop aspect, right? And then now we trend over into the reggae. And I know you're doing dancehall also. How it is Ninjah now this it's like everything in together as a versatile artist as you are now.
But honestly, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what? I as a person that make the work simple.
Right.
In a sense. You know, because I make the art and the music go hand in hand. Like I not to brag about it in a sense, but I work with Nelly, mostly all
Nelly?
bad soca artists down here doing graphic
Nelly?
and all of these kind of things. Nelly.
It's getting hot in here.
No. I said Nelly.
Oh.
Yeah, so like most of all the artists in the industry down here, could be reggae, dance or whatever. I do work for them now. So in the terms of communication, that's why I make the music swing as well too. You know, so where I working with dance artists, reggae artists, whatever the case, we making, you know, music.
Make it work.
Yeah, you know.
So big up Ninjah, he reached. He reached. No, I wanted to personally ask you. The name Ninjah, where it came from. Now that's very it's unique in the music industry.
True.
But it was Ninjah is Ninja man, Jamaica, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people when they hear the name and all, them swear I get inspiration by that. And so only later, like I even do like a remix to Ninja Man song as well too. Only later after that come, but like I get on him by like I watch and like a lot of anime. You know?
Right.
So Naruto was my thing. So, you know, when you're small, you're you know, playing fighting ninja type vibe. So everybody kept saying that. You know? So I kept hearing that like in a sense. As a name that I like. And let me ask an honest question. Who don't like a ninja? So within the lifestyle that I live as well too. You know, because I'm born Rastafarian. You know, I was like, why not? You know, so I was like Ninja and I just had on the H again.
Oh.
You know, so I could say it embodies me perfectly. You know?
No, I will consider you a trending artist today.
True.
Because every angle I look at, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Ninjah. I see you even have a track with this local hip hop artist, which is help me. We collaborated some you have video for it. You have visual for it. A local rap artist.
Ilpin?
Ilpin.
Yeah.
Right. What's the connection with you and Ilpin?
Honestly, I go say since even hip hop, like when I do hip hop, I always do him. You know, because with the first cipher, he was like, yo, I wanna come and so we do a cipher together, however, we never get to like actually do it. Like how I go pour on ciphers with everybody else and all them stuff. You know, so obviously, you know, time and time I know him, you know, he cool with it, so he was like, let we do something personal and a track.
Right.
And a lot of people, you know, expect me was to like rap in that track as well. But I was like on the same flow. I mean, making good music, that was the point. And then when I hear the instrumental thing, that's what it is with me when I hear, you know, creating music, you know. I will hear the beat, vibe it, whatever come to the vibes with it, I will be going with, and you know, start a process from there. It was like that. So I start my part dancehall. I say, yo, everybody, you know, you as Ilpin. I ain't trying to take away from that at all. You do your thing with feeling on your track and let we hear how it's on, and you know, and honestly, that was one of my favorite track back in that time as well, too. You dig? Because
you have a track we have a visual for also where before the song actually like came to play, there's a little like cinematic kind of movie action shooting kind of
that's
thing and thing.
My Life.
Who does do there? Who does choreograph your whole video and stuff? Yourself or your producer, your manager?
And I was saying look at them because
Yourself?
because like I was a fan of cinematography in a sense. Like, so I as we were talking about anime, I love my Marvel movies, my actions, and all these things. So I was always like, if music had to be this impactful and good, everybody to relate and all these things. Visually, I believe it could represent the same way as well. So I was like, anytime I do anything visually, it had to be something, attractive to the eye in that sense. It don't necessarily have to be action, but something that you could visually relate.
But that's so that's it. It's very easy, right?
Yeah, I pull out my martial arts skills and thing, but hey,
you go all out. You anything in.
Japanese swords is not to play with. You could honestly cut down a tree with that.
You actually own one of those? Japanese swords?
Something like that. I had 3 swords, but the ones I used in that video, that was actually like, what I would say, kind of like rare and special. So I got kind of like just get for that moment, and that was sharp because even just closing it, I cut my finger, you know.
True?
Yeah, on that video, and that was real. Like I could tell the difference between Chinese steel and Japanese steel.
And in the video set you have to have your little medics on the side.
Yeah, but for sure,
just go wrong.
Exactly. You gotta always plan and have a
What I have learned over the years, doing what I'm doing, right? Where there is a good story, there's also struggle now, you know? And I know everybody's journey might be like a bed of roses. What you had to face?
Yeah, because I could touch on that a lot. It's definitely not a bed of roses.
Wow.
You think it will look like that? Well, I go say in the forefront, when you're back on everything is a lot of work.
Right.
Not even just talking about a lot of work with just like you paying in the work, but even with people is a lot of work. And because I could speak a lot about bash so or this so and all of that and all these kind of things. And they can still, I would say, the background create the forefront. Yeah, because then people go ask
the background create the forefront.
And
like that.
Even a videographer, a photographer can agree with me on that, and that's some music that we talk about. Because a lot of stuff that's going on in the industry, in the background, especially as a upcoming artist, you know, to get songs on radio or whether it's to, just express yourself in that sense now. So I just always say, in a sense, help yourself before anybody else can help you.
I was watching an interview with you and your sister, right? She's also into music, right? What's the name again?
Jalifa.
Pick up Jalifa. They don't know it. Everybody, let's sleep it on her. No, big name. And she was explaining in she interview that most of she music more play on the outside than locally. That same encounter you just face on.
Yeah, we going straight back to like where I started with hip hop and all too. That's where it started with me. I just want to say my family start from outside. I know a lot of people from outside firstly, before anybody know me from Trinidad. Yeah, so my music was on a lot of big, platforms and stuff on the outside before it. Yeah, like I think it's, if I recall, it's Hot 97 with Ebro. Like me and the next rapper from down here, I put him on. I said, all right, boom, we're doing a track together. So I even get that on that radio station out there. Me and Ebro had that connection new to my publisher.
Okay.
Yeah, like so. My fan base honestly started from outside, but I believe that kind of helped people from my country as well. Well, I was get introduced to me as well now, because some that say a man not honoring his own land most of the time.
Yeah, this year there was
and that honestly, as an artist, anybody can say that will always be something you gotta look into because you'll go through it like that. Most of the time, it's people outside listening to your music. You wouldn't even know that there's people outside listening to your music more than here. Until they go and actually check the statistics and all these things, and you're seeing like, all right, listeners coming from so, listeners coming from.
What do you think is be the cause of the blockage for us who live here in terms of the music getting played and certain things? You know that big trend going on the other day with the so-called gatekeepers and thing and that really alive, right?
Yeah, I go say that honestly because the industry is a whole mafia. You dig? It have a whole lot of different levels to it. Whether is you could do a big example, you could just do like a good track. You do a song, it catchy or whatever as the case. Everybody like it, they reach out there. You dig? But as in the case of some would say I won it or just being lucky or everybody just catching on to the vibes. But then it have artists now who have to struggle and in a sense you have to pay to actually get people to listen to your music in this sense. You dig? So it have two sides of it. Pros and cons and then it does way so as well in the mafia with people in the industry. Because sometimes yeah, we artists and all these kind of thing, but it's who know who personal and all them kind of thing. And you know, it really makes business with pleasure.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they got anything personal somehow comes up to be pleasure. And they got that going a lot in the industry.
I think that is put in a position to like be like second thought in like, wait, should I
Yeah.
continue this music, boy, or should I call it quit? Because doing music is, as I know, it's a business, right? Because everybody had to get paid, right? The guy who produces your music go to our studio. This is not no $500 thing. And then now you had to shoot your music video now. This is no $200 thing. Because I see you had a big con here, reality TV shoot, lifestyle, the expensive lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? And then now to go through all that commotion, then now for your music now to play locally is a fight down now.
Correct.
You gotta look for the attention of the outsiders now to build you now. Then for the locals now to get the attention.
And that's the thing though. That's alright, quite I think about everything in a sense as content creation, right? So like honestly, yeah, you go look out for people from the outside to listen to or in your area or wherever is the case, but you ought to be creating content because you like it at the end of the day. You love doing this. You know, that's why I wouldn't quit on anything because it's something I love doing. You know, because that aside, when it comes to business as well, some music is a long term business. You know, a lot of people will get it. A lot of people will be like, all right, I'll drop our songs, boom, we rich. And it's not that.
No, it's not that.
Because you ought to figure out how that 100% go and split from you, producer. If a man come and touch the keyboard, so bloop, and you like all that bloop song in your song, could get you a little percentage, but you ought to figure that out. And then that's how to figure out from when you buy on iTunes or Spotify or whatever as a streaming platform, how that $2 or dollar US go and bust song within them people. So then that where streams comes in. So then you know how to come and pay to end up on bigger platform. I say it's a whole different scheme of mafia now, because you gotta come and pay to end up on these bigger platform to invest back in yourself long term. You think? And it's still about catch because if you get through or not.
I always thought Ninjah was a Jamaican artist. No, seriously, literally, like the first time I saw you, like social media and thing in music. Okay, I'll be honest. The first time I saw you with two eyes is when KG had some shoot or something with you, Jelano. I was all there was in one place taking out photos and
that was I think I can't remember the artist name, but she was doing a collaborative video with like all the artists who was there and them stuff.
And I was watching it now, like
he's
a reggae artist, flying and so on and so forth. It's when I do my little research, then I realize, well, nah, he from right here now. So forget how it look. We have big anything that's right here. Sure. Can you tell TeamViza TV some of the artists you work with over the years?
A lot. We talking musically?
Yeah, musically.
Because I was like, we talking art wise. That's a whole different catalog there. Like I
know
keep calling, I can keep calling him. But musically, I would say I work with Ninjah, man. Honestly, I would say that was to me, I think it was one of my most impressive collabs because I really love that.
Ninjah, man.
Yeah. Like
front teeth, side teeth, coat
teeth, back teeth, really. So I was like, he actually, give me the permission to, handle, do a remix because I was like, all right, boom, we revamping this for, nowadays. That aside, like, we talking about back in the days as well, like, hip hop wise, I do the collaboration with Hobson, then production and producers on the Wu-Tang Clan as well. So it's a lot of, trust me, I do a lot of work with a lot of artists.
Wow. I just laugh because I remember I joke as if it was Wu-Tang Clan and my mom was in the States a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
And she went to an event. You know that time when she prime now. So everybody thinks she was fair and them time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she called me on the phone and she was like, hey, I went to this person, he's a rapper. He's a rapper from the Wu-Tang Clan self.
What?
Yeah, and I was like hyped now. And I was like, who is you? Is your name with the Wu-Tang Clan lad? He called someone out here. I was like, you know.
That's the thing though about Wu-Tang Clan,
With a big
and that's something I kind of admire about that team of, I would say, team of artists or, you know, group in a sense too. They unity, take their arms out. Whether it's clothing, music, even art, because there are stuff like comics and all of these things, whatever it is. But the point about it is that they expand a lot. Right. It's like an ant skull and he could keep filling up and all, because I work with couple affiliates and all too. And even like Solomon trying and all to me, and he actually do a song. Never get to drop it yet, but me and he do a song. Chris Rivers as well. That's the son of
big names in there.
Yeah, no, this is I was a team backpack family in a sense. You know, because that was the platform back in the day where everybody was tuning to. Team Backpack, Grime Mode, that's rap wise. You know?
And producers, what are the biggest producers you work with over the years? Locally, internationally?
I go hard to say two, which is actually Wu-Tang affiliates as well. Which is one go by the name of Mada Production. Yeah. We do like well, me and my team do a whole mixtape and an album with them. Yeah. And then the other one is oh Lord, I forget this guy. Yeah. DJ Symphony is the next one as well, to shout out to him. But honestly, production wise, I would say, and I don't know if it could be a vice to any artist as well. It's always good to lock in with one producer.
One producer.
So it don't really regardless who's a bigger producer, who's a smaller producer, or whatever. Okay. Is who could comfortably create the music that you want with you in this sense. Because currently, I'm not really looking for any other producer to work with. I working with Khaled, the same person that produces Expensive. We just keep building with song, and each song after that get better. If I produce, I want to work, well, hey, that's cool, you know, but I build my song with him, you know, because I feel that we could create the music how we want it.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of done one stone down cast. Right. So we have a lot more other stones there.
No, as I always tell people, right, reason locally is we sure that you have a big day coming up on the 28th of April. We Ninjah see the thing. I see everybody is a code. I don't really go into it too much now, you know, but I must touch on it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
something that you're staying away from, or you're going into and do your thing on that day?
Yeah, because it kind of stay out in a sense, because yeah, I just again, you know, mix up, honestly, because as a person, I like to keep to myself.
Right.
You know? Right. So, but however, I would say around that same time, and you could expect something really big, and I could work on some really good production, something. Let me say, hopefully, well, I like to do better than before. So let me say, hopefully, better than Expensive. Some coming around that time.
If I check come your way to your manager, what is?
Right?
If I check come to your manager for one of them,
yellow,
red, whatever, we do the one a song track.
That's no problem, you know. I could do it, but to the best of my ability, you know, to represent not just anybody else but myself. Right. You know, because at the end of the day, I can represent someone else, but self-praise is no recommendation, but to recommend you better than yourself. You know? So you had to know at the end of the day, you had to know yourself, right, before you can represent anybody else. And then I know themselves as well.
What inspired Ninjah? What does keep you going when the day come? What is the inspiration?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would say doing better than the day before.
The day before?
Yeah. Okay. Because every day I wake up, I just try, right, boom, and I'm going back to sleep. Wherever I go through for the day before, either how to improve the other day, or we look into our next step. Right. As I say forward, back whenever. So I go say my motivation in the sense is always moving forward.
That also come with yesterday's price is not today's price. That also comes with that. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Technically.
Because a lot of artists get tied up with that same
Yeah.
yesterday price, not today price. Because
Correct.
I've been observing a lot of artists going to like do shows and stuff, and after a while they end up trending before the show, and they call them back like the promoter and telling them, well, you know, it's not 2,000 again, it's 7 now.
Yeah.
You know, after you done do your deal and you like,
well, honestly, let me speak about that a bit because I myself as an artist, it does be like this, right? It will have like big platforms, even you and I wouldn't believe will reach out to you. You know, and they will be like, all right, boom. We will get the artist a shine or this and that and all this kind of thing. That is understandable. You know, because at the end of the day, you're doing music for the love of it. So my approach for it does be like, all right, I just try to assess what is the program on you, how the venue looking, where's the case on you, you know, what does it matter before I even reach the pricing. But at the end of the day, I know my worth.
right.
You know, so if I do like, all right, for example, I would do like a little drop or a jingle. Let me say around a little 350, you know, brethren price, anything like that.
Brethren price.
Yeah, brethren, that's how it is. But at the end of the day,
I call you tomorrow for brethren price, eh?
hey, well, that's no serious. But at the end of the day, it's to know your worth still.
Right.
Because, all right, I know start doing music. You go and bust some price. I want people hear me.
Oh, so you look at it as you were just like, all right, cool, but you still wanna you were professional for something.
It depends because is what I would say is where the event tool I bring into you in this case because anything is a battle or a collaboration. You know, so you could as because at the end of the day is an artist. So yeah, is a brand itself.
Right.
Yeah, so anytime it comes to working with anybody else, whether it's events or whatever, them is out a brand. So when it comes to batting and collaboration, them have to be like, all right, they're okay with your terms, or you okay with we terms? If we, all right, you're charging so and so amount, all right, cool. Maybe we can make that amount, you know, but let me talk about it, negotiate something. If they want it to work, because the end of the day is we want to work and we don't want to work.
Facts.
Yeah, so if you want it to work, yeah, you know your worth. But at the end of the day, if you want to work with this platform, you would make everything as negotiable as possible. You know? Yeah.
Fair enough. Understandable. Ninjah, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment since you're into this music industry?
Honestly, I gotta say, opening my own, not opening, starting my own business or brand. And stuff.
Okay.
And it come back to, and imagine something musically, but it's not even music we want here, it is art here. Yeah, because I create a company that I could do full content creation, whether it's song covers, logos, anything, banners, 3D, CGI, anything wants to come to like animation, graphic, edits, whatever is the case like that. And the part about it, what I would say is my biggest accomplishment is because I know what it is like to be as an artist, to get these things so I could afford to give these things to other artists upcoming as myself. You know? So yeah, I would say creating my brand is a big accomplishment because I know like I work with so much people like even you could say like trending artists and all from not even Trinidad but outside like Dax, Tech Nine, Hobson, Prince Swanee if we're talking down here. You know, Perfect. A lot of artists, even Lady Lava, Patrice. I keep calling him Young Brother, Second Star. It just keep going up, you know? And the part about it is seeing that them show you interest and all to make me feel even more accomplished because I know I create a brand that could stand out, not just for them alone, but I can even let young upcoming ones as well get the same quality as these others would get. And again, we were talking about knowing your worth as well too. You know? So I always try to keep things in a professional level, yes, but an understanding level as well. You know?
Right.
So if our upcoming artists need like song covers, visual or anything, they could come to me and I go treat them proper and get them best quality.
That's cool.
And on top of that, who knows, I might train how to promote anything for it. You know? Or that. Is that right?
Yeah. PC. How long does it take for you to construct a song? I like to go in deep now. I like to go in deep.
Honestly, you could say like,
Mm.
yo,
Mm-hmm.
within seconds, honestly.
Seconds.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Depending on the vibe, depending on the beat.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
For those who might know, but now you know, Ninjah
Yeah.
is also here with his manager. I want to introduce her so she can come on set.
Yeah,
I want to be
for
comfortable.
sure.
I mean, she's a baby on the side. It's like that. With the lifestyle now. Let's look at the TeamViza TV interview series, season 6, episode 8. The manager of Ninjah, Joel, Miss Joel. Nice. I said she rocking so I said that make she look comfortable. Now I want to go on a different side now of your work, right? Where management is concerned. This is your manager.
Well, honestly, you can say like this, right? Because I work with a label called HOJ Production,
Okay.
which is them is the you could say like the label father company of everything that I do. So we put everything under that because again we want to keep the band together. You dig? But me aside, being part of that label, you dig, I have what I go say teams, bands. So again we reach back to limitation. I will limit myself to these stuff. You dig?
I feel like I'm so
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so
That's cool, you dig? So honestly in relation to like that, she's more of I was saying approaching as assistant manager, but she knows her work as a manager.
Okay.
Yeah, you dig? So I have a lot of assistant managers.
Now, Joel, you seem to be a very quiet person, but you're very active behind the scenes. I've seen you a lot doing your thing. I want to say congratulations on to your success that you have. So work with a guy like Ninjah. What is it like working with Ninjah? He's headache. He's stressed you out. See what I mean? I don't know. So how do you like deal with him on a day-to-day basis in terms of music, moving along, getting shows done, interviews done, radio stations.
For sure.
Sorry. Isn't she this? Yeah.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Unpin it.
Oh, I'm in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
I can hold it, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, time, patience, money. But I love doing it because the I feel like it's the passion in it is not just for like gaining whatever, it's more like the passion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like people will do something because what they could get from it.
Right.
But it's more like I love I do not say everything we do is like energy wise. Like we expressing myself. So
Right.
like me managing him is also me expressing myself, me showing that, support, care, love and yeah.
Only Ninjah alone you manage or other artists?
Yeah, only Ninjah.
So big up Ninjah again. So you real that you real person, manager and everything. Ninjah, what's your mission? Where your music is concerned? Like, what is your mission? What you want to get out there to the multitude?
Honestly, I would say I will reach back within the same style of, talking about my motivation as well.
Okay.
So I would say believing I'll step better. A funny quote, but it has always come across to me as like if things how we go if things not okay now, it's not the end.
If things not okay now, it's not the end.
Yeah.
I will clap on
Yeah,
that. Rise the energy.
yeah. So I would say everything is on moving forward, never backward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can come back to what I was just talking about as well. So I wouldn't limit myself to like one person who could help me do something or reach a potential that I have to reach. So I have a lot of people in my team, and we have like this unit, is a family unit as well too.
Right.
So we keep as you say, that personal love and consideration for each other, because it's like that. Like for example, I know like when I do shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I headline or whatever is the case. but I know that my sister as well as a great reggae artist as well in her lane, so I just always put her on. Same thing she would do for me as well. Or like when I go and perform like for Kings of the Youth and all them thing. You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, I think Kings of the
Yeah,
Earth.
you know,
Yeah.
that was her headline, and she gave me that same, consideration, love, and passion. So it's fully a unit, you know.
Like Kings of the Youth, right? The show. Like
Yeah.
you're going to perform, right? Kings of the Youth. You is yourself, your sis, or your whole camp going with you?
Honestly, most of the time, it does end up my whole camp.
The whole camp.
Because it's like you can actually
But how promoters is even that knowing like one artist coming through the door now with about 6, 7, 8 in the
well,
entourage?
that's the thing, though, right? Like, hey, yo, we have a lot of artists. I could speak in firstly in terms of book to bring a big example about this, like booking artists, right?
Okay.
A lot of artists will ask for a lot. You know, big artists, and I hear who want red toilet paper, gold toilet,
Yeah.
what kind of thing.
Two
You
of them
know,
on the left side and the flowers on the
yeah.
right side.
The
Yeah.
other guy holds at a hotel, so just for them and their entourage. But it's
Yeah.
not like that. Come back in the same way as well, because everywhere I go, all right, I go have family or I go have friends who are always there, and they want to show you love and support as well too. So you dig as well. I always try to bring back that as well, so where I could help as well. I will help. So like we say we rolling, all right, boom. I go in the spot. Who go be like, we go in, the person or the money you go in, and I go be like, all right, boom, we have transportation or anything. And we go it's like we figuring out everything together.
Right.
So or we just going to enjoy the vibes regardless.
Nobody
Yeah.
getting left behind
Nah,
basically.
nah. And that's one thing to like, even like for example, freelance video shoot where we do billet coming soon, we will talk about that. You know? But that's what it was as well too. Like I make sure everybody was like I the artist and I still do in the background. Okay, I making sure everybody from point A to point B. Big up to everybody on HOJ as well, Hadia, Jamila, as well as yourself. Because it's like you had to have that kind of sense of manner and mind. Nobody got left behind. I make sure that everybody come here and we here. Or are we having an idea of family to go back to? Or are we going back? I'm making sure you reach where you gotta go. If I had to stand up and see you walking house, I'll do that and all too, because that's just how it is. I protect it like that. Probably get it from my parents, but I protect it like that. I had to make sure that my client reaching safe. You know, and that's
No,
how it
one of the
is.
big questions I'm going to ask you now,
Yeah.
since you're the whole entourage thing now, and the manager
Yeah.
is seated here,
Yeah.
when time now to collect payments
Mm-hmm.
for performing, your entourage, how do you split this
Well,
money?
most of the time, entourage them actually would come to support more than
Okay.
I honestly have to give back in. But teamwork, where teamwork is involved, the effort is always there. So that we say, as we come back to percentage, if I make so and so amount,
Right.
I will always give back to the people necessary that help me, you know, create this moment in our sense now. Whether it's on stage, whether it's doing video production, or any of these kind of stuff. Because that shoots where I would have to like pay people to be on set. You see that for yourself. And then you go have shoots where I don't even necessarily have to do that. But when I don't necessarily have to do that, days where I had to show back my love and consideration. So I will always give back and that's it.
Yeah, I love that, man. Managing is a very difficult job, man. Difficult. Like, what is the criteria to become a manager? For those who might be looking and be interested.
Honestly, I'm still figuring out that.
Okay.
Every day is something to learn.
Mm.
Um, but the hardest thing for me is just wanting to see your artist out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So if a young aspiring manager walk up to Joel, I've been seeing you doing things with Ninjah on the team and everything. What advice you would give me?
Like you want to become a manager?
Yeah, young person want to become a manager or something.
Don't give up.
Right.
If it is something you really want to do it. Don't do it just because. Do it because you really want to do it. Put in the time, put in the effort. Don't second guess yourself, and don't let nobody make you do what you don't want to do to make you reach where you want to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
first time for the night. Yeah. No, Ninja. all manners and respect.
Yes, sir.
I want to open that door. What is considered Rastafari?
Honestly, I would say lifestyle and spirituality.
Okay.
You know, and both of that come as a oath
Right.
between you and God itself. You know, so we talk about that oath known scriptically through the Bible, historically, as well as this generation.
Right.
You know, I could say in a sense is a lifestyle that one have to be deep with it, not a surface level thing. You know,
Right. It's not
honestly, nah,
deep.
it's definitely deep
Right.
because it may look alright. Anybody would have a look. Anybody would say there's Rasta. The choppy colors are gold and green, and half of them don't even know what it means. You know, that even rhyme and all. You know, and there's a lot to it. A lot to it. You know, at the end of the day, it all come down to you forward in Nazarene. And that's the oath I talk about in this sense. With the self preserving, the God within oneself. Yeah, because at the end of the day, God make we in your own image and likeness. So we have to follow suit to that pattern. You know? Yeah.
That doesn't like hamper your music?
No, because a lot of people have be like, right, Ninja don't drink. I never eat meat in my life.
You never eat meat in your life?
No.
You don't know how chicken tastes? At all?
At all.
Gotta put you in a museum and show what a human being does look like. You never taste chicken on planet Earth.
Our official Homo sapien.
Yeah. Dude, that would be a good look. Seriously.
Hey, yo, but
yeah.
That's what it is. And that's what I mean, like,
I feel that gonna never at all?
Never. And that's how my mother and my father, you know, that's the same lifestyle them live as well. You know?
So the myth that I don't wanna I'm correct myself. So the saying coming up, childhood coming up, where they say meat is protein and good for your bones. Is a myth then. Because you're healthy, you never eat meat.
I know what I'm saying, you can say that because I never eat meat and I'm fully healthy. I probably just only get like sick twice a year or something like that.
And meat is considered like fish overall, everything with chicken.
I was it have like a certain type of fish we are allowed to eat, but I just do eat no meat. You know, I figure aside from lifestyle, there's some personality because I love animals though.
Oh.
You know, whether it's like small ones, big one, I can see myself really harming them like that.
And since this you don't eat meat at all, chicken at all, into your music, your craft, your artistic side, would you like portray your image like for others who hearing it to go and deal with it? That's not knowing your music at all.
Nah.
Just stick with it. You stick at all, fire burn.
Yeah, no, because you had to go yourself for the end, you didn't stand for. Right. And I see that as myself, I had to stand for who I is.
So that corporate sponsor come to you like KFC?
Forget that. Nah, up front. You know, because you're representing yourself. Right. You know, and is who you say is at the end of the day. I can't be like, I is this person and I'm doing otherwise. You know, it's not a facade or anything like that. It's just who I is. You know, yeah.
But normally I ask artists, right, do they hold themselves responsible for the music? Clearly it should, yes, you hold yourself responsible for your music, right? So what about the ones who don't hold themselves responsible? What's your take on that? Artists just portraying certain things into the lyrics, or the character themselves.
Yeah.
But they're not sending a positive message now. And when interviewers like myself ask the question, there's comedy terms of but they're showing Jamaican cinema.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but they're showing Denzel Washington in a movie.
Yeah.
Bro, as good science said, the only thing that don't need permission to enter the mind of a human being is music.
Correct.
Right? So no matter, you can't compare the acting to the music.
No, on a sense now. Like, I not defending in that case, but they do have a point. Because at the end of the day, music is something you all enjoy as a necessity. We love to watch movies. We love to listen to music. We love to play video games, whatever as the case is that. So at a point it is understandable because that's entertainment to us. But I believe on a demographic view and keeping it real to oneself in a sense. I think it's a risky choice as well as, something that I wouldn't say is that bad. Because honestly, entertainment is created in that way. To be entertainment, like I do in a film. My life, for example,
Right.
with his swords and all these kind of thing. I wouldn't necessarily like use a gun in the video. I don't necessarily see like that is something I would do. You ain't gonna see me like every other Trinidad artist playing of guns in video and all these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then again, that's just because I represented myself and what I believe that I true to myself with. You dig? So even if it was entertainment, I still true to myself with that. You
Right.
dig? But again, every man had to know that self and the approach to things because everything have options. I'm gonna have bad pros and cons.
Hmm.
You dig? So yeah, you will find, you like the John Wick, the this and that and all these kind of things, but you still have to do it in a way now where it could be acceptable. And then we speaking on a demographic level as well as audience as well too. Yeah, like because alright, when I was like probably 10 years old or something, I was when I played Grand Theft Auto with Grand Theft Auto rated M.
Yeah.
You like I love action regardless.
Right.
You like and that's where it come to one knowing that self a game because the mindset behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just because I playing Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or some kind of thing at a young age. I go and know, alright, I wanna represent this in this sense or like this going to inspire me to be like this as a gunman or whatever as the case that being, the standard to the entertainment industry. No. Alright, so I boom this way to the entertainment. If a man clash with a man don't have to like wanna run out with a gun and kill him. No. It's entertainment, we competing and having fun. Even if you're taking kung fu movies. It's a way we call a spar match. You know, even a sci-fi call and all, with just two masters will come together and they will just enjoy the art of fighting because it dies art as well too.
Right.
You know, but a lot of people just take it differently. And then in a way too, a lot of artists itself that get into the industry and may portray something, but I would say even on that level as the John Wick or whatever as the case, half of them too that is them life. So I can't really even like put any like consider that in a sense because that is their life, that is what they go through. Who's real Batman, who lived that gunman life and all these kind of things. So obviously it will be portrayed within the music.
Sure, I have everything.
You know? But
Sure,
I go who buy the picture or the whatever and this and that and and try to just put on look. Honestly. I could say it's entertainment, but at the end of the day with entertainment so I don't know where to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're familiar with plenty of the Trinidad artists.
Yeah.
There's be around them.
Yeah.
What's your take on the Trinidad music today, 2025?
Honestly, I go say I kinda like the approach that they're going in because one thing I admire about Trinidad or dancehall or the dancehall artist, however is that case. Part about it is that they have a certain amount of unity together even at a point of time. However, if it may not be so at a point of time, to create an impact that is even recognized even on a lot of platforms, more than the country own generate self soca music and all of these things. You dig? Because I would go on a distributing platform and I would see Trinidad as a subgenre or Trinidad dancehall slash genre going alright. Definitely make an impact. You dig? But knowing that impact there, I like that artist utilizing it to now, what I would say, a more professional level of demographic music. You dig? Because it be a more versatile thing. Not everything is about the gunman thing and all these things.
Right.
You dig? However, if maybe start off at that point, expand it to different levels. There's a lot of things we could sing about. You dig? And I see a lot of them singing about a lot of different things, whether it's party, whether it's, hustling, whatever is the case. Going on. So honestly, I go say I like the direction that they're going in that way.
Or that's usually the same question as a manager. What manager perspective on Trinidad music? What's your take on Trinidad music today? Direction and going.
To be real honest, I don't listen to Trinidad music.
Why?
I don't know. I feel it's your message. One or two of them I will hear and like, but like listen to Trinidad and the whole, I do not listen to Trinidad.
Not Trinidad artists unknown approach you to man management,
Unknown.
Yeah, like he not established now. He coming up then on the rise. And he need the analysis of a manager, you know?
Yeah, but it just can't be about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will.
If you lyrically go in left, you just bring it back on the right side.
Yeah. Get it right.
Right. No. I can keep you here a whole night then. I like the conversation. I love the reasoning.
That's cool.
Understand? What do you enjoy most? Recording or performing?
Huh. That's a really hard question because honestly, I really enjoy my time in the studio. Why I go say I enjoy my time in the studio is because I was gonna improve myself. Honestly, like what I go do bad, I will come and do better. But on stage is a whole next different feeling. So I gotta go with on stage, honestly. Yeah, because you're gonna connect with the crowd and everybody, and you see who feeling the music and them kind of yeah.
No, coming to our close, eh?
That's right.
Time is all right.
I
Best advice ever given to Ninjah since you enter the music industry.
honestly, I would say the best advice I ever gave was from someone on my team as well, an ex-assistant. And I was, do I expect you from everybody?
Do I expect you?
From everybody. Yeah. Honestly.
I know.
Because you may be like, right, boom, this artist is big, right? You could do a collab or whatever, and you may even feel off of that and be like, oh, I ain't gonna do it. At the end of the day, do I expect you from anybody? You know? So you ought to expect you from yourself. If you can't get from nobody else, get from yourself.
Worst advice?
The worst advice? Yeah. Give up.
That's sticker?
Give up.
Give up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you clap into the worst advice. You don't have the worst advice. You clap the best advice.
You can stamp that one on. Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah.
Quit.
Yeah.
Throw the towel. Find something else to do.
And that's definitely worth
what is beyond our so far the man here? No, nobody can clap on that.
And that's one worst advice. Sometimes you just get multiple. Yeah, so some when some come to you multiple and all, some people go think about it, but that's one advice I can ever think about. Yeah.
Now, we got a list of your songs, right? Individually, I want you to give us a significant meaning behind each one I mentioned there.
For sure.
So I'll go with the first one. Expensive lifestyle.
Alright, so honestly, I go say the only way and all to experience, and the only way I will give it is expensive. Because when I was writing it, I was like, right, I kind of want to do something like rags to riches, expensive, good vibes, but I still want to be relatable to all forms in a sense. Because it's our lifestyle expensive, and it's our lifestyle expensive. Because yo, how else I can say it, boy? To afford things, to buy things, and then still things that will come to you as well. But as life on the whole, it's expensive. Just living the life that I live, and I would say surviving. It's expensive. Yeah, both good and bad ways. Code. Honestly, I would say Code is a song technically about rebellion. Kind of complete anarchy type vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like them don't know the code. When he touch a road or when Ninja touch a road. But anytime my people touch a road, we is the code, we dealing with it. We bring in the vibe.
So let's start that cool thing.
Yeah, Yeah.
My life.
But my life, honestly, that is a real kind of deep song to me in a sense. And that's where music does come real good too, because it's like a public diary in a sense. Yeah, and my life, I go say, is one word, not one, because it's like two, from solitude to freedom in that kind of sense. Because that kind of touch on a lot of stuff like I would say I go through doing music within that time because that's why I do music too as well. Aside from the how I go feel about RM as hype, as love, or whatever as the scene, it come down to feelings too. So if something do happen or something go on, that's how the song go, and that's how my life was to me as well. You know,
Study me.
well, study me. Honestly, I would say I would depict study me perfectly as being spotlight. Honestly, yeah,
Being
because
spotlight.
and we ain't talking about just like the spotlight, I like flexing or yeah, shining in this sense, but we're talking about like being the elephant in the room.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of things you go do, people go study it. Yeah, and a lot of things I do, people study. I'm talking about from doing hip hop, dance, or doing art. Who asking if you're not doing music no more? It's art. Who asking if it's, yeah? So there's a lot of things in the case of studying. And I as I say, some people see the group, but that's kind of I try even showing the video as well too now. Because we was in like a school, and big up to them as well. You know, my official dance group. We like every shoot does was bring the energy. So it was like we want to do this concept in this way, or we could do it like study me. So we try to the preppy type school vibes. You know, everybody on this one person in school type of vibes. When before it wasn't like that.
Right.
Yeah, that studied me honestly.
Well, that's beautiful study. You laugh, yes. Right. Your handles. Which book could find Ninja if
Well,
you're interested.
at Ninja official everywhere honestly. So that's NINJAHOFFICIL. Ninja official everywhere. Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere.
Well, it's always close on a positive note, right? This is the opportunity. Things I will give both of you all. So, you know, lock me off. My visa before anything that I want to say before they go.
Yes, on behalf of TeamViza,
You this one, right?
just like to acknowledge the artists again, right? Don't wait till there's something happen to them and you're gonna give them the flowers.
True.
So, Ninja man on behalf of TeamViza,
Ninja.
Ninja,
Yeah.
on behalf
We'll
of
take that.
TeamViza, you know, you just keep going.
Appreciate it.
You go take it from strength to strength, and you have the manager at the side.
Love and
You
respect.
know, it is nice to see young people stick with each other. As you say, you know, with a team,
Sure.
you consider like family. So, you know, any problem, as she says, you do anything, she pull up on you one time. You know, I just love that.
Likewise,
Real
yeah,
talk.
no, likewise, yeah, because a training session. Yeah,
Real
like,
talk. You
and
understand?
she doing 100.
Once you have the discipline, the energy all you put out here tonight, trust me, all you will reach far.
I appreciate that. Love and respect.
Don't limit yourself. Right? And my wish for you all today is whatever you wish yourself, I hope all you get it many more. All the best, love in the house.
Bless the love. Bless the love.
Let you take the honors first. Positive note to close off. Positive. What positive message you like to send to the viewers out there?
To go on and on, but I'll say don't give up on your dreams. Do it for you, don't do it for nobody. Keep praising God because without Him we is nothing. Keep spreading more love, no hate, because all of we is brothers and sisters. All of we come from one source. So yeah, uplift yourself. If anybody saying things about you, you know, doing anything to bring you down, that is a way to bring yourself back up,
Right.
right? So stay true to yourself, and love God. Yeah.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Ninja.
Honestly, I would say put God first in everything you do. You know, because sometimes when you can't even rely on yourself, that's the only entity that you can rely on, the only person. You know, God. So that's my main message I would say to anybody. It don't matter if it's an artist, it don't matter if you could just be whoever he is. Just put God first in everything.
God first.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't know.
Definitely.
Well, guys, we have come to a close. I don't want to keep you all here till 12 midnight. Tonight, you have
I
a
appreciate
line up.
it. I love man.
Now, to view this full episode, Go subscribe to our YouTube channel at TeamViza TV. Follow us on Instagram at TeamViza_TV. Feel latest update. Artist in the building at the party. Ninjah alongside his manager Jewel. You don't know. We out. Squeeze me. Typical school guys, you know what I mean? If I pass, go cover. I like how I just flow in conversation. Yeah, I like to do that flow in conversation. I'd been in deal. But I skip through certain questions because you got, I go, oh, my God. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that. So familiar. Stop it.